What's up, world? First thing I want to do is say Happy New Year. You know, it's March 21st, just had spring equinox, so you know it's a new year officially. Um, Today's message is really for me something I was meditating on, but officially it has to do with within the meditation process. One something that I have struggled with. I struggled with that, and I'm pretty sure other folks um deal with it too. It's letting go of expectations, or what do they say, letting go of attachment to outcome when you're manifesting, which in our logical world of deadlines and goal setting, that kind of doesn't make sense. you know I mean, because the whole reason you make a goal or aspire to something is to have that outcome happen. So when you're learning these manifestation techniques or whatnot and teachings, and they talk about one of the keys to manifesting is have no attachments to the outcome, it kind of throws you off. I know it throws me off. It's something I've wrestled with, and the revelation I'm gonna kind of speak about really something that came this past week while I was just in a meditation session. It wasn't per se meditating on anything, but just the inspiration came while I was in a meditation service in a meditation session, and it kind of like clicked and made sense. So that's what I'm here to share today. And at the core of what it really comes down to is something that I spoke about some years ago. I had an old video. I might try to find, if I still got it, bring it or repost to this channel. But it's about abundant mentality, abundant mindset versus scarcity mindset. And when they say don't be attached to the outcome, that's living in that's a living in an abundant state. And the reason, and the best thing that, well, the revelation that came to me that made it all make sense, kind of, to say, okay, you know what, that is really does make sense, but it's coming from an abundant mindset. And if you hear a little cat in the background, that's my homie here. He's out here, we chilling, enjoying this sun, man. If he come around here, I might let him talk to y'all for a minute. But anyway, so yeah, you have to have an abundant mindset. And what came to mind, the aha moment, pardon me, women, if this comes off somewhat misogynistic, I don't know how it can be interpreted, but a lot of men, I'm pretty sure you've heard this phrase before. And it's a phrase that is based in abundance thinking. You know what they say when it comes to women. You miss one. Women like buses. You miss one, it's another one coming. Now, I'm not putting no judgment one way or the other on that statement, but if at the core of that statement is an abundance mentality, and that's kind of what young men get taught sometimes, as far as don't get caught up on this woman, or don't get so invested in that, realize you got other things you can focus on. There's always be beautiful women around that you can talk to, so focus on on the things that building you up, because there's an abundance of women around. And if you always act like, oh, there's just this one woman, or because this one woman don't want to talk to me, you let that break up your whole world. You're operating out of a scarce mentality. So that's really what it comes down to when we're talking about manifestation and not being attached to the outcome. Because let me just put it like this: in that player mindset of women that like buses, you miss one, next one coming. The man who's moving like that is not, when he approaches a woman, he's not locked in on, she gotta say yes, I gotta get her. If she don't, the mentality is, oh, there's another woman waiting for me. If she ain't hollered at me, there's another woman over here that will holler. I just gotta go find her. And that's the same thing they tell you. That's the core of what they're trying to say when they say don't be attached to the outcome. Just put the work in. Because when that man, approaches a woman, he's still gonna approach her in his 100%, Mac mode or whatever. He's not gonna be timid or whatever. But if she don't bite, he's not gonna lose no sleep on it. He's not gonna, because he knows, hey, it's coming. Maybe she wasn't the one, but maybe the next chick's the one. And so he doesn't lose any sleep over. He doesn't allow it to get to him, and it keeps him in a positive mindset moving forward. So in manifesting, when it says don't be attached to outcomes, I use myself as an example. Like, I've got a book that it's really been finalized. It's in the process of being released. It's my third book. Now, in my mind, I had a deadline to have this book completed really like a year ago, okay? And I'm a laborer, so we are the judgment scale. So my bad, but I judge, and I judge myself harsh too, whatnot, because I always know, like, man, you can do better, man. You can, I'm always pushing myself, whatnot, and never. I don't want to say never satisfied, but I do ride myself hard to accomplish the things that I'm trying to do, and whatever it is, whatnot. So when I set like a deadline, y'all want to have this book done by this time, like last year, whatnot, and that's not happening. Yeah, there's part of me that wants to get mad at myself and get frustrated, man. Why is it taking so long, man? Or whatever. But what I've realized now, a year later, with the book being complete now, if I had tried to force the book to be done based upon this preset deadline that I had, there would be certain crucial elements missing from the book that didn't actually kind of come until within the past year. So the mindset really for me to hold in that through the process of making this book was, when this book's done, it's going to be fire. It's going to be legit. Now, yeah, I can still put goals. I want to have it done by this time. I have it released by this time. But if it doesn't, if for whatever reason I'm not able to get it out by the selected deadline, don't beat myself up like I did. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up. That means it's still in process. The bottom line, the abundance is, this book is gonna hit when it drops. Okay, it's gonna be everything it's supposed to be. Okay, and that's irregardless of when it drops. Even if it's a whole another 10 years for the book is ready, the bottom line is gonna be good. So that's an abundant mindset, and see, it keeps you from, like I said, you have to maintain your frequency. You have to maintain your state of being, and you can't let little things or mishaps, or sometimes when things don't play out the way that you want them to, you can't let that to change your mode, because that changes your frequency, throws you off. It changes your frequency, and now you're not on that high flying disc like Abram says sometimes, and that's kind of where Neville Goddard comes in with assume, the wish granted. And it really is to get you, to keep you in the right energy while you're creating, because that's how you're going to keep creating, is by maintaining the right energy. Back to the example of the man talking to women and whatnot. If you get turned down by a woman and you lose confidence, you get shook, you lose your frequency, your mode. Well, when you go to talk to the next woman, you're not going to have that same confidence that you just had. You could be trying to say the right thing, and you're not going to be in your state of flow. And she probably going to be like, yeah, well, now I'm good, or whatever. So, again, the whole thing is maintaining your frequency no matter what happens. You can't let the outcome dictate your frequency. And that's why, ultimately, they say you can't get attached to the outcome, but you have to know that the outcome is already done. It's like I said, the battle's already won. It's just a matter of when it's going to play out, and you just can't, hey, God's going to make it happen when it do. All I got to do is make sure I'm in the right energy and doing the right things. It's more than just being in the right energy, but you still got to be making the right actions. But being in the right energy, it helps keep you to stay in line, making the right actions, whatnot, and that's the gist of the message. I try not to take too much time with these messages, if I can break it down and keep it concise and get it out. But that's really is when it comes down, when they say, don't put a whole lot of weight on the outcome. Just do the work. Show up, do the work. It's just like anybody who ever had a direct deposit. Okay, in your mind that direct deposit is dropping on whatever day it's supposed to drop, okay? And you move with the confidence that, oh yeah, my money gonna be straight. Matter of fact, you may start making plans for what to do after the money hit, before the money even hit. Why? Because your confidence and your mentality is confident that this outcome is gonna happen, okay? You're not worried about, well, shoot, is it going to clear? Is it going to clear? No, you have a confidence that it's going to clear. And if by some reason it doesn't clear on the day you intended it to, okay, yeah, that might throw you off, but unless you done got fired, the check's still coming. Because sometimes, they'll throw it off if it's a holiday or something. Maybe that might throw out the process, but the money's still there. So you don't crash out. Just, sometimes if the deposit don't fall in your account on the Wednesday night that you're expecting. Maybe it takes a few hours longer than it does whatnot. You know it's still coming. And that's really what it is about, not getting attached to the outcome. Because the outcome is already going to be good, period. Whether it outcomes here, whether it outcomes there. You just keep putting in work. Like I say, the seed sower. You keep planting seeds. You plant the seeds. Where the tree or where the fruit is going to exactly sprout up, you can't say, but you know that fruit's going to come up. So you're going to keep planting the seeds. You're going to keep tilling the soil because you know what's coming. You may not know exactly when. You can't pinpoint, oh yeah, this plant should be ready by this date. You can't always do that. But if you're putting in the work, if you're staying in the flow, in the right mindset, right energy, and you're putting in the work, taking the action steps necessary, you're going to get your fruit. And that's the message for today, man. So put in the work. Stay focused, get your mind right, get your frequency right, stay in that zone, and move forward doing the work in that zone with the knowledge that it's already done, with the knowledge that your deposit is already on the way, whatever it is you're working towards, so that you don't lose the state of flow and the state of being that you're in while in the process or while waiting for that to show up. Because that's important. It's not just waiting on the blessing, but how you wait on the blessing that matters. Yeah, man, I don't want to overdo it too much. You want to say, hey, before we get up out of here? It's Harry. He ready to go. Don't mind him. He, my little, what's the word? He is a Harlequin cat. Like Harlequin, yeah, he's a Harlequin cat. That's what they call him. Got some eye issues, you know what I'm saying? He's going blind in one of his eyes and whatnot, so I'll be giving him medicine and stuff, but it's just one of the things that happen. But anyway, man, Happy New Year to y'all, man. A lot of stuff about to pop off this spring, this year. Peace and prosperity to everybody, man. We out.
Journeys. God bless me through my struggle, help me manifest my hustle, give me strength to flex the muscle through my journeys. Through my trials and tribulations, give me peace and motivation to overcome and make it through my journeys. Truth in mind, elevation, wisdom through illumination, the culmination of pacing through my journeys. God bless me through my struggle, help me manifest my hustle.